Welcome back. It's time for Flashback 4. And you know what Flashback 4 is? It's a great way to get those brains warmed up. So let's begin. What is the total of the 3 dice at the top? It's 12. Exactly. Now, please pause here and have a go at those 4 questions on your own. And then when you're ready, come back and I'll give you the answers. Question 1. The children get into teams of 3. How many teams will there be? 2 teams. Question 2. Draw an array to show 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. You might have drawn it one way or the other. Question 3. The pineapple weighs 8 cubes. And question 4, what is 9 add 0? 9. Well done. Today we're going to talk about finding a quarter. In the last lesson we talked about finding 1/4 of a shape or an object. And in order to find 1/4, we were looking at making it into 4 equal pieces and then looking at 1. Today we're going to look at finding 1/4 of an amount. Here we have an amount of blocks. How many blocks do we have? Did you count 8? Yes, we have 8 blocks. But how could we find 1/4 of 8? Do you remember in the last lesson? The first thing we did was we found 1/2. So could you find 1/2 of the blocks? We could draw a line here and see we have 2 equal amounts. 4 would be 1/2. But we're looking at finding 1/4 of 8. So we need to make 4 equal groups. How about we draw a line here? Are there 4 equal groups? Yes. Let's choose one of the equal groups to find out what 1/4 of 8 is. There. 1/4 of 8 is 2. Oh, here's a new question. Can you find 1/4 of the crabs? Well, thanks, crabs, for scuttling into some lovely rows and columns. It certainly makes it easier for us to count you all. How many crabs are there? Did you count 12? Me too. Now, in order to find 1/4, let's start by finding 1/2 of all the crabs. 1/2 of 12. Well, we can show 1/2 by drawing a line here. And now we can see that 1/2 of the 12 crabs would be 6. But yes, we need to find out 1/4. And when we find out 1/4, we don't need 2 equal pieces, we need 4 equal groups. How can we find 1/4 of 12? Where could we draw some lines to find 4 equal groups? Were you thinking to put one here and here? Because if you were, that does make 4 equal groups. And 1/4 of 12 would be these 3 crabs. 3. But actually, we didn't need to choose those 3. We could have chose those 3, or really any of those groups of 4. 1/4 of 12 is 3. Wow, look at all those eggs. They're beautiful. Actually, I can see in the question that those are Easter eggs. It says, can you find 1/4 of the Easter eggs? Well, first we need to count them. There are a lot. Here's a hint. Can you count by 2s? It might be a little faster. Did you get 24? because there are 24 Easter eggs. Now, let's begin by finding 1/2 of the 24 Easter eggs. Where could we draw a line to show 1/2? Exactly, right down the center. And if we were to find out what is 1/2 of 24, we would need to count half of the eggs. Did you count 12? Excellent job. But the question is actually, can you find 1/4 of the Easter eggs? So we don't want 2 equal groups. We need 4 equal groups to find 1/4 of 24. So where could we draw a line to show 4 equal groups? Yes, right there. I can easily see 4 equal groups. And now we can find out 1/4 of 24. Here is 1/4. We can count the egg. Oh, okay. Yeah, we could. We could choose any one of those 4 equal groups. So let's choose this group. 1/4 of 24 is 6. Excellent. But wait a minute. I actually see a different way of showing 4 equal groups. Do you? Let's get rid of these, but leave this. What if I told you that that shows 1/2? And what if I said we could add 2 more lines to show 4 equal groups? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We could put 1 line there and 1 line there, and we now have 4 equal groups. But let's check to make sure, because we know 1/4 of 24 is 6. Do each of those rows have 6? Yes. Well done. If this is a quarter, what is the whole? Well, we know that a quarter is one of 4 equal pieces. So we know that when we find out what the whole is, a quarter of that is 2. We also know that a half has 2 equal pieces. And when we find a quarter, we used to break the half into 2 equal pieces. So why don't we put 2 of those quarters together? And if we did, yes, it would be 4. If that's 4, that must be half of the whole. So a half of something is 4. So let's take the half and make it into a whole. Let's take 2 of those. 1, 2. And here we would have the whole. So we had a quarter. We put 2 of those together to make a half. And we would have 4 of those to make a whole. Hang on. The whole is 8, which means half of 8 is 4. And a quarter of 8 is 2. That was tricky, but we did it. Why don't you pause here and have a go at the rest of the worksheet? Good luck!